My 17-year-old granddaughter and 15-year-old grandson had to share an upstairs bedroom because Tori would not get out of the house. So because she was living there, did not get approved for guardianship, said they couldn't give us guardianship because a convicted felon was living there.
Welcome to Bench Report Court Cam.
We will go on the record in the matter 25 SC 90, Herman Smood versus
Smoody.
Smoody? Thank you. Smoody versus Tori Mott. Appearances are we do have Ms. Mott appearing in person without counsel, and we have Mr. Smoody appearing in person without counsel. We're set today in this matter it's a de novo hearing. You had a court trial in front of court commissioner. I don't know what transpired there. This is what's called a de novo, so it means you start anew. So anything that happened in that hearing or court trial with Commissioner Krupa, you have to repeat and do, because I don't look at what happened, and none of the information or evidence that came in at that hearing is admitted here unless you do so today, okay? So we're here today, Mr. Smoody. I'm going to quick pull up your complaint. Oh, I literally just had that up. And you are suing for an eviction, just out of curiosity, so I can just make sure that I know everything. Ms. Mott, are you actually Victoria Mott?
Yes.
And so your legal name is Victoria Mott?
Correct.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure that of that. Because we have you as Tori, we actually probably should change it as Victoria Mott, known as Tori, or an alias of Tori. Okay, so this is an eviction action. Mr. Smoody, this is your case and you have the burden of proof here, okay? And before we begin, I'm going to ask, how many witnesses do each of you have? Mr. Smoody.
I have two.
Two witnesses. Other than yourself, so three?
Correct.
Okay, so you have three. Ms. Mott, how many do you have?
Two, including myself.
So three each. All right, hopefully we're going to be able to have...
Your Honor, I just have myself and then one other, so two total.
Okay, so hopefully we're going to have enough time to be able to get through all of the witnesses. All right, let me just see, because we are scheduled only for a half an hour, I believe. Okay. All right. So before we begin, I'm just going to have the two parties please stand, raise your right hand, and you're going to be sworn in.
Do you swear that the testimony you're about to provide to the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, you may be seated. I'm going to ask the potential witnesses who will be called as witnesses for the parties. I'm going to sequester you. That means you have to sit outside until you're called to testify. Once you provide your testimony, you're free to stay in the remaining of the case, okay? So whoever's going to be witnesses or potential witnesses, please step outside and have a seat until you are called in. All right, Mr. Smoody, you may begin, and we're going to start with your testimony. Neither one of you are represented, so I'm going to allow your testimony to be more of a narrative fashion, not a question answer. However, after you're done providing your testimony, then the other party will get to ask you questions, okay? Plus, I will get to ask you questions from the court's perspective. Okay, Mr. Smoody, you may begin.
Okay, we own Joe Mama's Cafe, and last fall, Tori was a waitress working for us. During that time period in September or so, my wife approached her about dog sitting for us because we were going away for the winter. So they cracked up a deal that she was going to move in on November 1st and watch the dog, and then she was going to pay us $100 per week for one bedroom at the house during the course of the winter. I had a meeting with her and the other two people that were going to be living there, her boyfriend, and the other two people, and laid out the ground rules of the do's and don'ts, you know, no drugs, whatever. And at the very bottom, I said, be out by April 1st. And I have that particular item here to prove, as proof. In September, she was getting evicted. She was living in a place and the primary residence had burned down, and she was living in a trailer with no water, no bathroom, no whatever. And so my wife and I were kind enough and told her, even though, you know, you're not supposed to come in November 5th, we let her move in on September 7th. So she moved in on September 7th. At that point, we collected some rent from her. Actually, on September 13th was the first rent we collected. She then lived there through the winter, got behind on her rent payments as much as 8 weeks once. I threatened to evict her, and then she borrowed some money and got caught up, and so on. Once we returned, unfortunately, we had to return early because her witness screwed us over on the business and closed down on us. And so we had to come back because they had closed the cafe, and we had to leave back from Arizona a month and a half early. So when we arrived, because I had made the deal with her that she could stay until April 1st, I allowed her to stay till then and did not raise the rent, even though she was no longer house dog sitting for us. So she continued to live there and continued to work for us. Well, I started, at that point, her car broke down. So we let her use one of our cars to drive back and forth to work because we needed her at work. And then she had another job, so we let her use that car to go to the other job. And then she finally said that she would buy the car from me, told me she had cash. I gave her a gonga deal on it. It's a $7,000 car. I sold it to her for $4,500. Turns out she didn't have the cash. She paid me $2,500 and still owed me $2,000. So because she was working for us, I just said, well, you owe us some money for insurance and whatever else. I will just add that $2,000 remaining onto your running bill, and I will do payroll deduction. So that went on for 8 weeks where I was doing payroll deduction. She kept complaining that she was ahead on rent, which she wasn't. I've been renting people for 59 years, and I've never, ever had anybody complain about my bookwork before. I mean, it's not tough to figure $100 a week. And so I was taking that out. And I sat down with her 2 different times to try to iron it out. And I've got it here, right here, how much she paid, what dates it covered. Each time I asked her, I said, did you pay me any more than what I have listed? Both times she said no. And I said, okay, then how can you decipher that you're ahead on rent when it comes out to the same number of weeks that you were here? And then she'd just get up and throw her arms and get all irrational and say, I know I'm ahead, I know I'm ahead. I have 3 texts from her during a 2-day period where she says, I'm paid up till the 1st of June. And then a couple hours later, I'm paid up till the middle of June. And then a little while later, I'm paid up till the end of June. And no money had crossed hands at that point. So I know she clearly did not have any clue where she was on rent. Could I present the evidence then with the rent?
You have to have it marked first, and then you need to have a copy for me, a copy for her.
Got it.
And a copy for you.
Yeah, got it.
All right. Excellent. Oh, these are just the copies?
Those are all copies.
Okay, so you can keep those.
This is recorded.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be marked.
Are you ready, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay, so if you see, I have the date, how much money was paid, and how it was paid, cash, and then what weeks that it covered. And it goes all the way down there until when I started taking out payroll deduction on March 14th, and each time I took out $100 for rent, and the last payment taken out was on May 2nd. Now, in the meantime, she continued to live there, even though I wanted her out on April 1st, and she refused to move out. I eventually got a order and had her removed, evicted. But my daughter got in some legal trouble, and we ended up getting our grandkids, guardianship of our two grandkids, a 17-year-old girl and a 15-year-old boy. Because Tori refused to move out, and she now was not only using one room, but two rooms, because she put her son in a second room because her boyfriend was staying over almost every night. My 17-year-old granddaughter and 15-year-old grandson had to share an upstairs bedroom because Tori would not get out of the house, so I could use my bedrooms for them. We also, because she was living there, did not get approved for guardianship or kinship because they said, they came out 4 different times to check if she was there, said they couldn't give us guardianship because a convicted felon was living there at our place. And so we were not actually officially given guardianship until after we got Tori evicted. My father-in-law then died, and my mother-in-law was all alone, lived in Glenwood, Minnesota, and she wanted to come here and spend some time with her daughter because she was devastated because it was a sudden death. And again, we had no room for her to stay because Tori refused to move out of those 2 bedrooms. I would like at this time, I guess, to present some more evidence, if I could. Or would you like to go over line by line with what I've given you?
This is your case. You get to present it how you...
Well, it's all spelled out exactly right there. But I do have several other items here.
Are we taking the whole...
I've got each one numbered. They're in order, and there's pictures in there. There's...
We can't take a binder.
Okay.
This is like... You're gonna have to...
Can I take them all out of there?
You need...
Do you have copies for Ms. Mott?
She has copies of everything except for the pictures in the room.
She needs copies today at this hearing. Again, 3 copies, 1 for you, 1 for her, 1 for me.
I cannot submit pictures to you?
You would have to go out and purchase copies for Ms. Mott. Those copies can be for me, but not for you. Unless you want to purchase 2 additional copies, you can go to the clerk's office and pay for copies of all of that.
I'll try down here. I guess if we could go to page 2 of what I gave you after the rent, then I have a list of excuse me, expenses running down there, starting with the $2,000 that she owed me for the car, the $344 for insurance, which I had to take out insurance. That insurance has expired now, so she's been driving without any insurance on that car. Then the electric bill, part of the deal was she was supposed to pay 50% of all utilities. So I've got $87, which was half of the electric bill.
I have a question because
Yes.
it's all unclear. Was this a written lease or an oral contract?
She would not sign the lease. I had a written lease.
I don't need to know why.
So, no, okay. So it was verbal except for the original thing that I drew up and went over with her and her boyfriend at the meeting giving the rules. And it wasn't signed, but she got a copy, I got a copy, and the other couple got a copy.
Okay. I believe.
Being she already has a copy of this, do I still have to provide one now today?
Yes, for every court hearing. I don't care if
Okay.
she had a copy 6 months ago. For the court hearing,
Okay.
that's why you're told you need 3 copies.
Okay. So anyhow, I have listed in here, and I do have the evidence, which I obviously can't present.
You can present it. You can go pay for copies. That's
But
how you-
isn't that going to be time consuming? Aren't we going to run up against the clock?
It is, and we're probably going to have to start this at another hearing as well, because it's already 2:19. You were scheduled only for a half an hour from 2 to 2:30.
Okay. Let me just maybe go on. I'll skip ahead on some of this stuff. As I said, right now she's driving that car with illegal plates on it, with no insurance. She has taken the catalytic converter off of it and sold it. And she right now has a criminal case coming up where she was driving it in an unlawful manner. She also has gotten into an accident with that car with over $1,000 in damage. Let's see what I can. When she did move out, she moved into my grandkids' play area above the garage because she wanted some privacy with her boyfriend, and she left her kid and her dogs in the house. I ended up taking care of her kid. I ended up taking care of her dogs. When she blew a breaker on the garage and then called the sheriff on me, thought I'd shut her electricity off, which I had not. And so when the sheriff came out, I told him about us not being able to utilize those rooms because they're both filthy. And by the next case, I'll have the pictures of this, but it was just an absolute pig pen in there. We ended up having to move everything, what the sheriff told us to do, take pictures, box everything up, move it out into storage in the garage. We had to throw away all the bedding because she had the dogs living and sleeping in there with her. We had to shampoo twice on both rooms. We had to sanitize the entire thing before I'd dare put my grandkids in those rooms. So, and then she left the garage in total disarray. I couldn't even get a car in there, barely get my lawn tractor in. Then I got an eviction notice, and then I had it served on her, and she was supposed to have been out by noon on, I don't know the exact date, but whatever it was. She did not show up. The sheriff showed up at noon and says, "Has she been here?" And I said, "No." I'm
going to just say it's 2:21. There's 9 minutes. I'm guessing you're not going to get a whole lot in. You say that you want something else at another hearing. And so I'm just going to call it. I'm going to schedule it for the length of time that we need because you have witnesses, she has witnesses. And I'm going to tell you honestly, if I hear it in 2 parts, it's going to be difficult.
I understand.
And you're not going to get in for a long time with the length of time that I need.
Could I ask that it gets expedited as quickly as possible? Because again, I'm liable. That car is in my name. She doesn't have valid plates on it. She doesn't have insurance. She got a criminal case coming up for being reckless. That's what one of my witnesses was going to. I need to get that car off the road as soon as possible.
Unfortunately, the first available opportunity you have is September 23rd. So I have September 23rd available. That just opened up. So I have all day. What I'm going to do is schedule you from 9 until noon on September 23rd, and we will go from there.
Your Honor, if I could address quick. So with the card,
I don't care about the car. I don't care about anything right now because I'm not hearing anything. I'm not making a decision. I'm letting you know I need more time. This was only scheduled for a half an hour. So September 23rd from 9 until noon. I am actually, this has been marked as an exhibit. I have not received it. I'm giving it back to him because we're gonna pretend this didn't even happen. So we'll start over on September 23rd from the very beginning.
Anyway, you can issue something, so she's not driving that car.
I cannot. I don't know if she is driving the car illegally. I cannot.
The sheriff has been out to our place of business.
You can go sit down. That's fine. I can't do anything right now. I have no authority to do anything. I don't know if she's doing anything illegally. September 23rd, 9 to noon. I need to verify everybody's address, please. Let me get to the case. I have Mr. Snooty. You are on 1939 Eagle Lane.
Correct.
Miss Mott, I have a P.O. box, is that correct?
Correct. I just renewed it, so the mail shouldn't come back now. I had to renew it the first of the month, so.
All right. Do you have a physical address?
I do not. Nope.
So you're just kind of residing with people here and there?
Yep. I moved to Minnesota for a minute until the plates were taken off my car, and then I've kind of had to hang around. Going with the flow, I guess.
All right. Okay. So it's P.O. Box 77?
Correct.
Okay. So now we have that. Let me just make sure that I have telephone numbers just in case. I have one for Ms. Mott ending in 5123.
Correct.
Do you have one, Mr. Smoody?
507-251-8456.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Stick around longer and click the highlighted videos to your right. See you there.